May 31st last year, Ralph Nader and I wrote a column in the Boston Globe, and we said that based on the mountains of fabrications, deceptions, and lies, it's time to debate the I word, impeachment. Today I would change that, and I would say the President and Vice President have so systematically abused the powers of their offices with such impunity, and they have clearly violated the rule of law, that now they must be removed from office.
Hear, hear.
At this time of never-ending war in our futures, it's particularly important to make sure that the President and Vice President do not become monarchs, and that they understand they have to live within the law, they have to obey the law, they are subject to the law. There are several impeachable offenses that you'll hear talked about in detail. Let me just briefly go through some of them, and then the speakers will add to it. First, the illegal war. A law violates our domestic law when there's no congressional declaration of war, and there has been no congressional declaration of war. A law violates our laws when it violates international treaties like the UN Charter. This law violates that treaty. When a war is illegal, then every act committed in the name of that war, every person killed and injured, Iraqi and US, every building destroyed, is a war crime. And that's what we're seeing every day in Iraq, is war crime after war crime. The conduct of the war in violation of international treaty obligations under the UN Charter, as we've conducted this war, and the Geneva Conventions as we've conducted this war. We've seen the pictures of torture. When we read the stories about Guantanamo Bay, when we read the stories about detainees and people in our custody being sent to countries to be tortured, we know our country tortures, and our president is lying to us once again. Do we believe President Bush, or do we believe our lying eyes? I think we believe our lying eyes. Why impeachment? Impeachment because the Constitution and the Congress require it. And I think it's become especially clear with the most recent allegations regarding the violation of the FISA Act, the warrantless searching of listening to eavesdropping on telephone conversations for the last 4 years of hundreds, maybe thousands of Americans. And the Impeachment Act in the Constitution, Article 3, Section 4, says the President, the Vice President, and all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for a conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. A high crime and misdemeanor essentially is a serious abuse of power. It doesn't have to be a crime. In this case, the FISA Act violation, by the way, is a 5-year felony. So there are crimes in this case. Manipulation of intelligence is also a crime under U.S. law. So there are crimes here. While impeachment, of course, should not be pursued lightly, it is something that should be pursued. Congress needs to reassert itself as an equal branch of government. There is a balance of powers. There is a balance of powers that is out of balance that needs to be reasserted. The President and Vice President are justifying their impeachable acts by claiming it's a time of war. It's a war that can last for our whole lives, for generations. It's particularly important to know that the Constitution does not change in a time of war. The Congress does not lose its power as an equal branch of government in a time of war. The Bill of Rights does not disappear in a time of war. And President Bush and Dick Cheney need to be told that, and told that clearly by the U.S. Congress.